Now let's discuss this with Al-Arian. He's the director of the Center for Islam and Global Affairs at Istanbul Sabahattin Zaim University. Thank you for joining us here on TRT World. Let's look beyond the rhetoric here. If you look at the actual support from the U.S. for Israel, do you think it's just as strong today as it was back in October?
The United States is not a bystander or an honest broker here. The United States has been an enabler of Israel, has been a protector of Israel, has been a partner in all the atrocities that the Israelis have committed since October the 7th. Let's not forget, as your reporter noted, that the bombs, the rockets, the ammunition, all the killing that have taken place since, with thousands and tens of thousands of Palestinians, have been given by the United States. The United States also has been shielding with 3 vetoes, and it has also helping it in trying to mitigate the condemnation, the world condemnation that they have faced. When it comes to negotiations also, the United States has not also been an honest broker in terms of negotiating a peaceful or a ceasefire. Rather, they have been saying openly that they share the objectives of the Israelis in trying to end the resistance, in trying to end Hamas, and in trying also to make sure that the populations in Palestine, in Gaza, will not be able to again live in a way that they can maintain their dignity. They have been saying for weeks that they want to give aid, yet no meaningful aid has been given to the Palestinians. They have been showing some kind of a aerial aid, which was just for show, and now they're trying to say that we're going to build a seaport or a pier in which they can give aid, yet it's going to take 2 months to allow the Israelis more time to commit their atrocities.
Now, you're saying that the U.S. has basically been complicit in what's been going on. The U.S. obviously has a whole toolbox of ways of putting pressure on Israel. Now there's a delegation in Washington that's heading there to ask for more weapons. And at the same time, we have people like Kamala Harris, Antony Blinken telling Netanyahu, don't go ahead with the Rafah offensive. And he says, well, I'm still going to do it. What are you hoping for that the U.S. are going to do at this moment? Can they still supply Israel with more weapons?
Certainly, they have never denied that they're going to give Israel more weapons, and they want to give Israel another $14 billion worth of ammunition and economic support and other things. This is pending in the Congress, but even sometimes they circumvent Congress by giving them the aid under the authority that the president is given, which is an emergency authority, and that's what they've been giving since. And the Israelis don't care about any other opinion except the United States, and they have been trying to basically do whatever they want without any kind of accountability or responsibility. Even when it comes to negotiations, the United States go and in order to put more pressure on Hamas in order to get their way. They say if Hamas could actually work with the numbers, they can get whatever the resistance wants in terms of the ceasefire, and yet when the resistance goes and readjust their numbers from 2,400 to 700, they go back and deliver absolutely nothing.
All right, we lost you there for a second during your second answer. I hope we still have a good connection, because I also want to talk about what's happening in Israel, in Tel Aviv, with the Israeli war cabinet, with several ministers not ready to stand behind this new legislation being proposed. Do you see this as possibly being the end of Netanyahu's government when you have Yoav Gallant, you've got Benny Gantz saying we're not going to stand behind this new exemption when it comes to the military operations there?
I think we need to differentiate between the continuation of the government itself, which has 64 votes, versus this new legislation that may or may not pass. I think with 64 votes, he may lose 1 or 2 when it comes to this particular legislation, but I don't think he would lose political power, because Gantz is not voting with him anyways. It's possible that Gantz may withdraw from the small war cabinet, in which it would resort back to the original cabinet. But I think Netanyahu is determined to stay in power, because if he loses power, he'll probably more be facing a prison sentence and a trial. And I don't think he would be keen on getting to that. I think he knows how to manipulate the system. I think even if this vote fails, he would have demonstrated to his partners on the right wing that he tried his best but couldn't get his way.
All right, thank you so much for joining us here on TRT World. That's Sami Al-Arian, the director of the Center for Islam and Global Affairs at Istanbul Sabahattin Zaim University.
Thank you.